Hello viewers, Anand from TechMyStyle with another video. I bought this pre-built gaming PC from HP back in 2021 for $800 before the tax. It was an expensive PC for just 1650 super graphic card in it, but I bought this PC for two different reasons. One, I wanted to see if a OEM Ryzen processor would work in a consumer desktop motherboard. The answer was yes. By the way, you can check out the video here and I'll leave a link in the description down below. Two, I want to see what it takes for a case swap project. Move as much as possible to another case to make it look better and possibly win some performance back. Today's video focuses on the case swap. Let's dive right in. After the full teardown and examining the parts, here is what I couldn't take it to the next case and why. The power supply. I was expecting the power supply to have standard power connectors, but I was wrong. I could have lived with the not so popular TFX form factor, but the power supply is lacking a 24-pin motherboard power connector. The 6-pin PCIe and 4-pin CPU power connectors are okay, but lack of 24-pin mother connector is a deal breaker. The power supply is also lacking SATA power connector, so you cannot add any SATA SSDs or RGB fans which also rely on SATA power connectors. The motherboard is also custom designed to work just with HP proprietary cases. The size is non-standard and there are no front I/O connectors. The front I/O is baked right onto the motherboard. The case is useless with any other power supply or motherboard, but I wasn't planning to use it anyway. I have decided not to use a CPU cooler as well. Even if I try, I don't know if it would fit the AM4 socket. My decision to exclude it is based on its bad looks and even bad performance. On the positive side, I was able to use the processor, which uses AM4 socket, the DDR4 memory, and the NVMe SSD, and of course the graphic card. Those are also the most expensive components of a PC anyway. Once I know what parts I could reuse, it was time for ordering parts, starting with the case. The case choice was Dark Flash DLM22. For $55, it's a stunning looking micro ATX case with tempered glass side panel. It also holds excellent positive reviews on Amazon. For the cooler, I went with Vetro L5. I got this one for $30 from Amazon and I went with it because of its all black look and the 120mm RGB fan. It got good reviews as well. Finally, the power supply. I went with a 500 watt non-modular power supply from EVGA. At only $40, it looks premium with its sleeved cables. I have added some optional components too. The whole purpose of a case swap project is to make it look better, but the blue PCB of the NVMe SSD and the memory modules are coming in the way. So I decided to add some heatsinks to nicely hide these parts and uplift the looks. I bought two Great Wall RGB RAM coolers for $20 for the two RAM sticks we got, and an NVMe RGB heatsink from Wikabu for $10. The price difference between an RGB and a non-RGB heatsink is very thin, so why not? There are many variations of these kinds of RGB heatsinks, so if you are getting one for yourself, browse around and see what you like. The RGB is an addiction. Once you taste it, you can't stop it. I ended up buying a 3-pack Antec 120mm RGB case fans from Amazon for $25. Again, good price and great reviews are reason for going with them. If by any chance you're not holding a calculator and adding all the parts cost, it's $250. Now let's take a quick look at how all these parts put together and I'll be back with some final thoughts. So, is it worth spending that much money to just beautify a case? It depends. In my case, it was a bad idea because the PC itself was expensive and all it got is a 1650 Super. I have seen some pre-builds with 1660 Super going for $580 and with 3060 going for $900. It's maybe worth doing this kind of project with those PCs. On a side note, you can always sell the parts that you didn't use. I wonder if anyone would buy the case, but the motherboard, power supply and the Wi-Fi 6 card are definitely sellable. That's all for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you want to share some thoughts. Hit the like button or dislike, but please do subscribe.